Coffee is delicious. Slushies are delicious. Krispy Kreme Donuts, absolutely delicious. So what if we combine all of those things into one slushie? Well, we'll find out today. And I'll leave instructions in this episode's description for you to make this in a blender if you don't have a slushie machine. But we need a name for this first. Krispy Kreme Coffee Slushie? Krispy Kreme Coffee Freeze? Sugar Rush Slush, that one's fun. The Dreamy Creamy? Ooh, that's awful. How about the Krispy Kreme Frappuccino? I don't know if you know this, but Starbucks didn't even invent the Frappuccino. That was invented by George Howell or someone that worked at George Howell. So yeah, they didn't even come up with that. Now I want to use espresso for this, but you could also use coffee or cold brew. I'll leave instructions in the description on using any of those. We also need some milk, and I'm going to opt for whole milk here. And then, of course, we need some donuts. And I just got my hands on a fresh dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh no, it looks like they forgot a donut in the box. I'll have to send a strongly worded email later. The idea to combine coffee and donuts into a coffee and donut drink is not my own idea, but that of James Hoffmann. He first did this in a competition where he used a centrifuge, but I'm following the video that he shared several years ago to make a Krispy Kreme donut milk that you froth for a latte. So I have a recipe that will work in the Ninja Slushie machine. And while I do normally make cocktails, hence the background behind me, this will be non-alc, so it's fun for the whole family. But it does have coffee, so maybe not fun for everyone. So while I get myself set up here, the ratio here is going to be 1 donut per 100 milliliters of milk. And I'm going to use 6 donuts here. I'll need 600 milliliters of milk. I'm going to start by taking each donut and cutting it into quarters and then smashing it into pieces as instructed in the James Hoffmann video. Now I'll add 600 milliliters of milk. Now I'll turn on the heat, and I'm not even looking to simmer this, but just to get some warm milk. Too much heat and cooking it will turn this into a gloopy mess that is impossible to filter. So once it warms up, I'll turn off the heat and let it infuse for about 20 minutes. Next, I'm going to filter this through a fine mesh filter to get out the large solids. This could get messy. Now I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Cooling it down will help some of the fat separate and make it easier for us to filter again. After several hours in the refrigerator, I'm going to filter this again through a few layers of a cheesecloth. If you end up being short on whatever the recipe or the batch size you want to make, you can just cut it with more milk, but it will have less of the flavor from the Krispy Kreme donuts, which I think we should try that right now. Almost shockingly not sweet. It almost feels like it doesn't add any sweetness. It tastes like a Krispy Kreme donut. You can taste the oil, which maybe is the most off-putting element of this, is you can get some of the fry oil and you get the breadiness. It tastes like what I would imagine a Krispy Kreme donut without the glaze on it would taste like a plain donut. And it's not providing a ton more sweetness to the milk. So I think we could just swap this into recipes that call for milk and not worry too much about making it too sweet. So let's try that now. We're gonna make a slushie with this. I'm gonna do a smaller batch size here, but in this episode's description, I'll give you some notes on the different batch sizes and maybe how much milk you wanna use and how many donuts you might wanna use for each batch size. All right, let's try it. It is shocking how good that is. It it tastes like coffee and donuts. It's missing the texture that you get from a donut that you're used to. It's missing the sweetness there too because of the coffee. But it has that underlying bready, fried flavor, and that can sound a little off-putting. And as I've been working on this all day long and doing dishes and having that smell of those donuts, it's become kind of off-putting. But in the drink, the flavor that comes through of the fried dough, it somehow comes through in a strong way and is just delicious. It is such a novelty thing that you do wonder if it's worth the effort to make it. And I think it is. I think after all the time it takes to do this, to go get the donuts and then to soak them, let them steep, and then just filter them multiple times, it's not easy. It's not fun to do that. But the result is so interesting and so delicious. And you don't have to use Krispy Kreme. You could use any donuts you want. But if you love coffee and if you love donuts and you love frozen things, you're going to absolutely love this. So that's it for this one. We just did it. Krispy Kreme frozen slushie and the Ninja Slushie machine. Check out the links in this episode's description because I will show you how to do this in a blender as well. Subscribe if you'd like to, and otherwise I will see you on the next one.